that would be very, very helpful. You could just type it into the chat. Kudos to a lot of you who were even here early. And I know how difficult it is on a Memorial Day weekend to come out and join this Zoom. So we'll just start. Actually, I'll hold on one second. Why don't each person just unmute themselves and just say your name and how many children you have.
Mr. Williams, I have one child, Daniel, in pre-K 2.
Okay, cool. Next.
Kimberly Turner. I have one child. She's in the 1st grade.
Okay.
Sean Day. I have one daughter. She's in the 4th grade.
No, second.
Okay.
Courtney King. I have one daughter who is in pre-K 2/3.
Cool.
Ashley Kian. I have one daughter in pre-K 2/3, Adoria.
Okay.
Jessica Warren. One child, Amari Creary, in 5th grade.
Okay. So we got some parents of young children and we got some parents. What's the highest grade of this school? Is it 6th grade?
8th grade.
8th grade. Okay. Cool.
Natalia Robinson. I have one child in 5th grade.
Okay. And I'm, by the way, just as you know, I keep admitting people. So far we're at 30. Ooh, we're at like 37. Wow.
Nikki. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh,
I'm
good.
Leah
You're
Wilson.
here. Yay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm Leah Wilson. I have 2 kids. They're not here anymore. They graduated from. But anyway, I'm just letting you know, Dr. Sharp was trying to get into the meeting and was having difficulty. So
I'm constantly adding people. We're at 40, Miss Wilson, and I am so proud of the parents of your school because I can't get over the numbers that are showing up.
we love our parents. Our parents are very supportive.
Kudos to you guys.
All right. We're just waiting on Dr. Sharp.
Yeah. Is she still trying to get in?
Yes, she said she just called me.
Okay.
You know, she's on.
Oh, Mrs. Sharp, Dr. Sharp, you want to start? Hello.
Okay. Did you finish getting everybody, all of the parents?
No, they're consistently coming in. Do you want me to wait until
go ahead. Continue what you were doing, getting their names and their children's names, so we can. Hopefully, you're getting a record of that.
I'm recording this.
Right.
And I had them. I'm asking everybody, some of the newcomers, to please put your email and name and email into the group chat so that we can have a recording, but we can continue with the names. So
okay.
Let's continue.
I'm Ruth because my son, I have 2 kids. My son is in 5th grade and I have a 2-year-old.
Okay.
Dr. Janelle Gifts, and my son is in 3rd grade.
Amazing.
Hi, my name is Woodleen, and I have 2 sons, 1st grade.
You have twins?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay.
My name is Christabel. I have 2 sons, one in pre-K 4, and then the other one in grade 2.
Okay.
Obina Kamsi.
Okay.
My name is Stephanie Cyrus. Stephanie Cyrus. My daughter is on pre-K 3. Is Emma Grace.
Okay.
Hi, good evening. My name is James Miro. My daughter, Sarah Miro, she's in 2nd grade.
Amazing. Keep going.
Shanice Wong Su. My daughter is Khalees Lightborn.
Okay, let me just say, For any of you that just joined, because I am consistently letting people in, I'm just going to ask you to put your email address in the chat, because this is kind of like a sign-in. Okay, keep going.
Good afternoon. My name is Ludmilla. I have 2 kids, Ankeisha Jenris and Oliver Jenris.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Okay.
afternoon. My name is Nicole Baker. My son name is Xavier Glaves. He's in VPK.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Gina Pierpo. I have 2 kids, Widmaya Pierpo and William Pierpo.
Okay.
My name is Tamika Griffiths. My son name is Nathan Roche, grade 4.
Good afternoon. My name is Shella Joseph. My daughter's name is Amaya Joseph. She's in kindergarten.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Wendy Esty. My daughter is Jade Esty, and she's in kindergarten.
Okay. Keep going.
Hello, my name is Joe Smith. I have a grandson in the 4th grade.
Wait, do we have a grandparent here?
Grandparent.
Let's all clap for grandparents. That's
Like-
amazing.
How are you?
You like
Okay,
every Friday?
God bless. That's amazing. Okay. Miss Wilson, do you know if Miss Dr. Jones is in yet?
Dr. Jones?
Principal? Is there
You
somebody?
mean Dr. Sharp?
I meant Dr. Sharp. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I thought I saw her cell phone. Dr. Sharp, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Oh, goody. Okay. I would like, you are starting the program. So at this point, we have 64 participants. Do you want to wait a little longer, or because people are consistently coming in?
I think they'll come in. It's 6:38 at the moment. So we can go ahead and proceed.
Okay. Take it away.
Yes. I want to thank you, Miss Sulphur, for accommodating our meeting this afternoon. And I also want to thank Mrs. Wilson, our program coordinator, for coordinating this meeting as well. Parents, I welcome you to another parent meeting. The schedule for this last couple of weeks have been quite hectic, and I'm glad we were able to have this forum. It's always a joy to learn new ideas and new things as we look forward. One of my mantras is always to improve. Personal improvement, organizational improvement, student improvement. I don't like static. I like change, and I like change for good, change for better. So as we go ahead this evening to meet, let us begin with prayer, and then I'll turn it back over to you, Nikki.
Sure.
Heavenly Father, we thank you again one more time for your goodness and for your love. We thank you for all the parents who are here, God. You know their heart and your interest for these children. We thank you for the opportunity to partner with them, Lord, to provide the academic, the nurturing and caring that they need. Lord, help us to do that with excellence. Continue to keep your hands upon PenTab Academy, upon our staff, our school, and our children. Lord, we commit this afternoon into your hands, and we ask that our time together will be well spent. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Beautiful.
In the interest of time, I'm going to let you go ahead, and then at the end, I'll add a few housekeeping things that we have to focus on. Thank you.
Okay. So I just want to let you know that currently we have 71 participants, which is really amazing for a parent meeting. And so you can all clap. You can all clap. That what I'm seeing is active parenting. For those that are continuously joining, actually we're at 72 right now. That's how quickly this thing is changing. Please put your email address into the chat. We are recording this, so that you know we can also send this out to any parent or grandparent that missed it. Okay. I always like to start with some music.
Finished?
Oh my.
Okay.
Hold on. The only
Mute,
thing that I
yes.
ask, we already had another few people. The only thing that I ask is that you mute yourself, because I know it's nighttime and I know the kids are out there and you have other things. So just keep yourself on mute. Okay. Now, because I love that you came and joined this meeting, I want to give you some opportunities for prizes. So what I'm going to ask you to do, since right now we have 75 people participating, okay, I'm going to ask you to write down a number and on a piece of paper. And then you got to show me the paper, okay? Because we've got to be fair. There may be a few people have the same number, and that's okay. Any number 1 through 100, okay? And every couple minutes, I'm going to call out a number. If it's your number, you'll show me the piece of paper and you will send me an email. I put my email in the beginning and I can put again at the end. You will get a $5 Amazon gift card. I wish I could give you more, but I want to get a lot of people in for prizes because I just know how exciting it is to earn a prize, and all of you deserve a prize for showing up.
Amazon.
Okay?
No, but who's using, no, why are we not using Amazon? Do you know?
I don't know. Why are we not using Amazon? What do you mean? Okay, are we cool?
Yeah, we
Any
just need
questions?
repeat that. We need to mute our microphones again.
Yeah, please, everybody mute the microphones. Okay? All right. So while we're doing this, and there's a few new people that just joined, so again, please put your name in the chat with your email so that we can have a record of who is here. And I'm going to play a song real quickly just to get into the mood, because we're all, you know, it's getting nighttime. We may be tired. Write your number. Okay, that's it. Everybody got a number? Ready to move on? Okay. In about 5 minutes, it's 6:43. In about 5 minutes, I'll call out. Every 5 minutes, I will call out a number. Okay? Cool. Ready? I'm going to just put my timer on so that I don't forget. All right. Now, we are here because if there's one thing that I have learned, by the way, I am a mother of 3 children and I am a grandmother of 10 children and 2 on the way. So let me tell you, I spend a lot of time in prayer. And if there's one thing that I've learned is that the more active a parent is in their education, the better the school is. School and parents are together. What I'm going to do now is share my screen. Can you see my PowerPoint? Leah, can you let me know?
Yes.
Is my PowerPoint? Yeah? Okay, thank you. Just want to make
Yes.
sure. Okay, so it's together. It's a partnership. It's not really good one without the other. Nobody knows their child better than a parent. Nobody knows how to educate a child better than educators. So it has to be a partnership together. And when there is a partnership together, you have an unbelievable product. You have a child who feels warm and happy and loves the school. And you guys are so blessed because you're already in a school that has spirituality as a component of your school. And when children see and feel the love of God, right? Both at home and in church and in school, that's how a kid stays religious and connected. And it's the same with academics. Reading, math, all the same. If they see that their parents and grandparents care about them, want them to learn to read, want them to learn math, then going to school becomes so much more exciting. I'm going to just skip this. It talks a little bit about who I am, but just to give you a little history, I started my career as a teacher, and then I became a special educator, and then I became a school psychologist, then I became a principal, and then at 45 years old, I went back to school to become a BCBA. My children have put a moratorium on me, on my education. They're like, one more master's degree and we're done. But the truth is that I've had the opportunity to really combine psychology and education. And everything I'm going to talk about tonight, I humble myself in front of you, because at the end of the day, any work that has to do with children has to be a humbling experience.
That's important.
We work together, okay? All right. So, why is it important? Why are parents important? Why are teachers important? And why the partnership? And I think the basic, in one word, I can tell you, kids need consistency. They thrive on consistency. They need to feel that no matter what, no matter how, all the adults in their lives, even if they don't always like it, the adults in their lives are on the same page. Even if they want to not do it, even if they're frustrated, even if it's hard for them, it is vital that everybody stay on the same page. We have seen case after case after case that emotional stability of children, that doesn't mean they're not going to get angry, frustrated, sometimes not want to do it. But emotional stability over the long run works when parents and kids, parents and teachers work together. Because the teachers are dealing in the classroom and you're spending time with them at home. And the reality is they kind of have to go together to make that relationship. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next thing. Okay. Now, we don't have a lot of time, and I just heard your principal director say, like, oh my gosh, at this time of year we're like overwhelmed. But one of the reasons that I feel it is so important to have this meeting now is we are headed for the summer. Schooling and parenting doesn't end on the last day of school. And that's why the summer is so vital, because whatever they left with on that last day of school, parents need to continue it so that when they start school again, it's no big deal because they've been doing the work the whole time. Now, it doesn't have to be as structured as what school looks like, but it does need to happen. And so I cannot stress enough, any kind of educational program you can take your child to, library, music concerts, artwork, math, reading, science museums.
Call.
All of that needs to happen. Okay.
Call.
All right. Just want to remind everybody to put their mute button on. Okay. And just so you know, we're at 86. I'm going to stop now for the prize and call the number. So there's a lot of people that have joined since we started. So I'm just going to remind everybody, please put your name in the chat with your email address. Every 5 minutes, I'm going to call out a number. Those people, I'm giving time for everybody to catch up for 2 minutes, just like literally not even 2 seconds. Write down a number. I'm going to be calling out numbers 1 through 100. If I call your number, show me the paper that you actually had that number. Okay. And then I will be at the end. My email address I put in the beginning, but I'll put it in again. And you'll send me your
Get off of it. Let it charge.
Sippy, you gotta mute. Mute. Everybody's got to mute. Okay.
Let's go.
There are definitely people that
Mississippi.
have not muted.
Please mute your phone.
Please mute your phone.
Please mute your phone.
Okay. I'm actually going through all of them just to make sure that everybody's muted so that everybody has the opportunity to hear me. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Calling out the number 23. Does anybody have the number 23? I'll give 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 23. Okay. Does anybody have the number 10? Anybody wrote down the number 10?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Is it Sheila or Shella?
Shella.
Shella, I'm writing down your name and you will email me so that you can get your $5 prize. Yay.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, I'm going to put my timer on for another 5 minutes. Okay, and then we will call on a number in 5 minutes. Okay, ready? All right. I talk a lot about niceties and how much more and how much better we can accomplish and how much we can model for our children how we treat our teachers. The love. When kids see that we respect our teachers, that we love them, we help them write them notes, especially as the year is coming to a close. And a lot of people will tell me, I can't afford to give my teacher a gift. And I'll say to them, you don't have to give them anything fancy, but you can help your children make a gift, even if it's just a little bit of a note, because no teacher gets paid enough. And those notes are what carry them through the life of education. I have met with many elderly teachers who will sit with me and go through drawers of notes that they received from students. They're very, very, very powerful. And they go a long way because then the teachers have them and they feel gratitude. And next year, they may have your sister or they may have your brother. And they're automatically going to feel it's not giving priority, but it's just showing that this person in this family cared about me.
No.
And that is just really important. So obviously, if you have those notes and they're happening throughout the year, right? Then when your kid comes home and maybe there's an issue and maybe there's something you need to talk to the teacher about, it's much easier because you've had this relationship. You've already had, wow, you know, in the beginning of the year, I got such a lovely note for you. What's the issue? What's going on? How can I help you? So I always start with the importance of nicety. You're at the end of the year, but really, if you start off the year like this, then when you got to call that teacher and say, hey, I need a little help. My kid is struggling. Something isn't working. She's already understanding that this is a parent that has gratitude towards this teacher. So a note goes a long way. Okay. Teachers, right? They have to provide you feedback. That could be in a report card. That could be in a weekly note, right? Parents have to give that feedback. And again, if you establish a relationship nicely, then that even if it's sometimes a feedback that's a little painful or something's going on, they'll always be able to hear it better. And you know, this is just basics for being married, for having a relationship, and it's the same thing for your children. I tell parents on the last day of school and on the first day of school, how nice would it be if a parent left a note on a kid's bed like, so proud of you for finishing this year. We do a lot of things today by phones and by texting and all the different various technologies, but the truth is there's nothing like an old-fashioned, like little chocolate kiss that you leave on your child's bed the last day of school. We are so excited. We cannot wait to share the summer with you. And these are memories, amazing memories that you're creating for your child that are associated with school. So you want to create memories showing the child school is so important that throughout the year, I am focused on that. Okay? Ready? Go on. Okay. Now, we are going into the summer, and parents, I'm sure, are going to get summer packets. And I know when my kids were in school, sometimes I got those summer packets and I was like, I just want to breathe. I just want to go swimming. I just want to I don't want to do any of this. I'm tired. I don't want to have to force my kid to read. They're tired. Shouldn't they get a break? I get that question all the time. Shouldn't they get a break and just chill, do the things in the summer that they never get a chance to do? And what I tell parents is you can get a little bit of a break. You can take a week off, maybe, but you can't stop with educating your kids. And it's really important that they understand that you are either going to be reading to them if they're in preschool, or if they're emergent readers, they're going to be slowly reading to you. Or if they're already readers, they're going to be choosing books in the library to read to themselves that you are going to be able to discuss. Okay? All right. 5 minutes is up. So the next number is 18. Does anybody have 18? Okay. Does anybody have the number 5? Okay. How about 8? Anybody have the number 8?
Yes.
Okay, what's your name? Because yours just says iPhone. What's your name?
Nichelle. Nichelle.
Michelle?
Yes.
What's your last name?
James.
James? Okay,
Yes.
Michelle, James. At the end of this, you will send me an email and you will get a $5 Amazon card. Okay.
Thank you.
Moving on forward, guys. Hold on one second. I do a lot more when I'm in person, like I throw quarters, those of you that have sat into the teachers that have sat into my workshops, but I couldn't figure out how to do this in Zoom, but I wanted people to earn prizes. So this is the way I did it. Okay, we're going to start the clock. Okay. Okay. So going back with consistency. It's okay for you to communicate to a teacher that some of this work is just too much. But that should never be in front of a child.
Have your food, but somebody something.
It should never be in front of a child and should always be worked out between you and the teacher and showing consistency together.
PenTab
So whatever, okay, hold on one second. Just so you know, we're up to 88 participants. And those of you that have joined recently, please mute. And second of all, go into the chat and put your email address. We are recording this, so we would appreciate if you could do that. And the third thing is, please write down a number, because every 5 minutes I call out numbers, and whoever has the number will receive a $5 Amazon card. Okay. So continuing, if you feel that something's hard for your child, or maybe you just can't do it, there's things going on in your life, somebody's sick, you're sick, you're going through something, a personal crisis, you want to communicate that to the parent, to the teacher, and you want to work something out. But the key is not to just not do it, or not to not let that teacher know, because that teacher is working with you and it helps. I just know that my grandchild, we just lost her great grandmother from the other side of the family. And my daughter called the teacher and said, listen, we're not going to be able to do homework. We have the funeral coming up. There's just a lot going on. And she said, thanks for letting me know. And then smack in the middle of the day, my granddaughter just put her head down on the desk and started crying. And that's normal. She didn't really know her great grandmother that well, but she did spend some time with her. So because the teacher knew about it, right? She was communicated with like this. She was able to say, come over, Val, let me talk to you a little bit. But teachers can't read minds and parents can't read minds. How many times do kids come home and you're like, what'd you do today? And it's like, huh? Right? Nobody says. So it's really important that you find out, email. I'm sure the teachers have a system of letting you know the work, either via their homework folders or different ways. It's really, really important that you read that stuff and you go over it with your kid. That is vital. I'm in a Zoom. Okay. Teachers can see issues, but parents can also. And you should never not feel comfortable to discuss things that you are seeing, whether it be a preschool child who was toilet trained but still struggling, and you want to let the teacher know about that, or whether it's a fourth grader who all of a sudden is maybe going through a hormonal change, and you want to let the teacher know about that, okay? Maybe it's an issue. Maybe you're reading with your kid and you're going, doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like what you're supposed to sound like. You want to be able to communicate that with the teachers, because the earlier you recognize the struggle, the earlier you can get help. And you should never feel shame or blame. I tell that to parents all the time. Get those thoughts out of your brain that this is your fault or I'm embarrassed, because that there's no place for shame and blame, because we got to work together. We got to figure this out, and there's always a solution. You can get counseling and tutoring, and there's always a way to get you the help that you need. Okay, let's move on. Okay. One of the things that we learned in COVID, we got a lot of research coming out of COVID. And one of the biggest things we learned is, and I don't know how you guys feel, but most of us as parents were like, we are thankful our kids go to school. Yes, we are our child's teacher, but we do not want to be our child's teacher all day long. And what we learned from the research of COVID is we weren't very good teachers. Even those of us that were educators just really weren't very good teachers every day, because there was so much COVID loss of learning. And so therefore, as a parent, you don't want to overtask yourself. You just want to be supportive. So for example, if you want to do 10 minutes of reading a day, you try to read with your child for 10 minutes. You try to make it fun. It's got to be exciting. There's got to be prizes. Okay, I'm going to stop right now. And by the way, using a timer, everything that I do here, you can do with your kids. You can time them on reading and say, hey, if you beat your timing at the end of the week, you're going to get this prize. Prizes go a long way, and the prizes do not have to be money. I'm using that today because we love money. But the truth is, prizes could be not doing a chore. Prizes could be a half an hour of private time with mom or dad. Prizes could be having a special picnic or a favorite item for dinner. Okay, they do not all have to be money. But that being said, the number that I'm calling out right now is 7. Anybody have the lucky 7? You do, James? Okay.
Yes, I
I
do.
have your James.
I do too.
Okay, good. 2 people. James, what's your last name? Because you already, Mireau. Who's
Correct.
the second person?
Cindy.
Cindy? Sendy? Sendy?
Yes.
What's your last name? It doesn't come up.
Poulard.
Okay. All right. Great. After I will post my email, and you could you'll send me an email so we can send it to you by email. Okay. I'll post my phone number and my email address.
Thank you.
Motivation is what rules with kids. You can hate something, but if you're motivated, you're going to do it. So I'm going to give you an example. I have a granddaughter who has to lose some, she's got to get active. And she didn't want to go walking, and it's hot outside. So her mom took her to a gym, and she had a treadmill, but she didn't want to go on that treadmill. And who blames her? Does anybody really want to go on a treadmill? So the mom had to come up with a motivator. She said, what's your favorite TV show? And there was a certain TV show that her mom lets her watch. She got it for her on her phone. And each segment is about 20 minutes. And the only way she can watch this show is if she goes on the treadmill for 20 minutes. Guess what? This kid who never wanted to work out is begging her mother to go to the gym to go on the treadmill. What we have seen over and over again is with children, motivation rules. So you as a parent have to figure out, how do I motivate my child? Now, what is going to work for that kid? What does that kid want? What is their favorite dinner? What is their favorite ice cream? What is their favorite food, special food? When do they want to spend time with me? Maybe the motivator is they get to spend time with the grandparent. The grandparent comes and takes them out for a little outing. You have to figure out those motivators. And once you figure out those motivators, you tie it to something that they may not like to do. Well, maybe they don't want to do a mad minute addition subtraction sheet every single day during the summer. But to earn that prize at the end of the week, they will. So it's really, really, really important that you dedicate time. So let's say, for example, they go to camp and you're going to do, before they go to camp, because by the way, it's so much better, especially in the heat of Florida, to do the reading and the math in the morning. I always say before they go to school, before they go to camp, because honestly, kids are exhausted once they finish camp. So if you could do it, let's say at 8 o'clock in the morning, 15 minutes, you put it on a timer. And then they get that, then they'll earn it, and and you'll be able to get them to do it throughout the week, and then they earn their prize. Okay? All right. But again, motivation. Okay. The research is clear. It cannot just be school. You have got to designate a place, it's only a small little area, in which you are going to let them do their work. It could be on the dining room table. It could be on the kitchen table. It could be anywhere, but it's got to be a designated space and a designated time. Because once you do that, then they know, okay, we come to the kitchen. Okay, we sit on the picnic bench. Okay, we do it here. And what they've shown in studies is the more you get them into a space. So just to give you an example, reading to a child before they go to bed as a part of a schedule. You take a bath, I come and I read with you. We have interviewed children. We've had longitudinal studies. Parents who read to their kids 5-10 minutes before they go to bed. It is key for their oral language comprehension. Key. Because one of the things that they see is, A, my parent loves me. They're spending time, they're with me bedtime. 2, they're talking to me and they're reading this book together. And 3, it's non-contingent reinforcement, right? They're not doing it because they didn't do it because they were good today. No, they got it for nothing because they're your child and you know how powerful reading children is before they go to bed. They don't have to earn it. Now, what I do tell parents is you could have a rule like 2 books or 1 book. You could get an extra book or 2 extra books because they got into their pajamas so well, or they ate their dinner so well, or they cleaned up after dinner. You can add books to it. But every child deserves for their parents to read to them. It's a given. It's kind of like you had these children, they get to be read to. You can choose the time of when you're reading to them. Most time it's good to be done in bed, but it doesn't have to be. There are parents that work the 3rd shift. I worked for many years with parents that were not at home at night, and I said, okay, don't do the night. Choose a different time. But it does have to happen because it gets the kids excited. It really accomplishes so much. It's not just the literacy. it's also that bonding time that you have with your child, and you're bonding with them, not over music or junk food, or you're bonding over learning. And then they become a reader for life. Because early on, they saw how important it was that you took this time to read to them. And there is nothing that can make up for it, except for, I don't know if that grandfather is still on. If parents don't have the time for whatever reason, and it happens, or they just don't have the capacity to do it, grandparents can take that role very well. So any grandparents that want to join and join in this process, it's a beautiful bonding experience. Okay. This is what happens when you put this into place. Your kids are gonna have better study habits, and they're gonna have better time management, because you've shown them that there is a time and a place for this. Okay? They're gonna have greater confidence in themselves, because they probably will have better oral language and better readers, right? You showed them how motivation works, so that hopefully they can take over the motivation. Right now, as parents, we're motivating them. We're saying, hey, this is what you're going to earn. But eventually, they got to learn that motivation on their own. Like, if I finish my homework, I'm going to get an A. I'm going to do well. And that becomes self-motivating, because ultimately, motivation is all about self-motivation, right? And then we bridge the gaps, because the bottom line is we do have a lot going on in our life today, and it's not easy. And there's a lot of reasons to distract our children. Okay, stop for 1 second. Those of us who just joined, you have to write a number on a piece of paper. And I'm going to call out a number for our last thing. So the number that I'm going to call out is 50. Does anybody have the number 50?
I do.
Okay, what's your name?
Ashley Can.
It says Adora Mama, but what's your real?
That's ASHLEY. Last name
ASHLUY.
LEY.
Oh, Ashley?
Yes.
And what's your last name?
Cann, CANN.
CANN. Okay. You will send me an email, which I'm going to post in about a few minutes. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I just am blown away, because 90 people are participating in this event. So good for you. All right. Together we can make a difference. We can take away those learning gaps. We can have extra one-on-one time. We can help our children become more focused. And then we can reinforce what they're learning in the classroom, because when kids hear that this is so important to you, it becomes important to them. All right? And the school can lay the foundation, but it is the parent that continues it. And I have to tell you, for those of the parents that are in preschool, you should be laying this foundation before they even walk into preschool. In terms of reading, what's best is for parents to read a little bit to them in a higher level than they're actually able to read themselves. So for example, if your kid is working on beginning phonics, you're not reading them a beginning phonics book. That's what they read to you. And I don't suggest that parents do early like reading phonics before they go to bed, because the brain needs a lot of focus for that. So when you're reading them, you're just reading them a nice, enjoyable story, not a book that they can necessarily read back to you. Practicing with them as they go through the laborious reading process, that you have to do based on what the teacher says their level is, because you don't want to frustrate them. And that you have to do more during the day, best in the morning hours, especially in the summer. Okay? Okay. it really comes down to this. What do I want for my child? And again, no shame, no blame, no guilt. You're not going to have a perfect day every day. You're not going to be able to do this all the time, and that's okay. The goal is that you try this. And there are times when you cannot work out the gap between you and a teacher, and that's when you have to bring in the principal or speak to the assistant principal, and hopefully she can work this out. Okay. All right, so this is just basically the research that I don't feel like you can go on. So anyways, it is 7:16. I want to just thank you all for joining, and I want to give this over to your director because she had things that she wanted to say. And I just want to thank you because let me tell you, I have spoken all across the country, and I am still blown away that a number of parents that have joined today. So what I am seeing is you have a very active parental body, which means that you're going to have tremendous success with your kids. And I bless you with really the ability to just try some of the things that I mentioned, try to work on this so that we can make healthy, stable, emotionally healthy children. And I'm going to end. I did write a book. It's called Fire Ready Aim. It does talk about my experience of working in Cleveland. And I will give a book to the school. I gave the book to the teachers, but what I'm going to do is have Sippy drop off one of the books to the principal, and she could lend it out to any parents who would like to read about my experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity and the information you're provided for your or parents. Parents, if you can, use your emoji and just put a little handshake up to thank our presenter this evening. She did a fantastic job, a wealth of information that you can have. I see it coming. Very good, wonderful, wonderful, smiling face, whichever you want to put up. Let her know that you appreciate having her. We are so grateful for this partnership that we have with Miami-Dade through our Title I program to be able to provide these services for you. And we thank God for your family. You're awesome. Yes, I always are amazed at the support that we have from our parents because we have wonderful parents and wonderful students at PenTab Academy. So again, on behalf of all of our parents and students, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I want to just thank you. I just want to thank you 1 second. This is our first year working with your school, and I've had the opportunity to train the teachers in the Wilson Reading Program, which I hope they're continuing to use. And I now have this opportunity to meet with this parents, and I just feel blessed that I've had this opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you too. We feel the same way about you. We look forward to a long partnership together. Parents, awesome information tonight. I jot down a few things, but again, we can have this information available to you. One of the main points I want to reiterate is consistency, the emotional stability of our kids, especially during this time of mental health focus this week, continuing education over the summer. And we have our summer school. The libraries are always available, good place for you to go, creating memories for children, the niceties in life, that's good. Read to your children. Every parent should be reading, and grandparents to their children. And the last thing to focus on, what do you want for your child? What do I want for my child? As a principal, I want nothing but success for your student. But you as a parent must have an idea of what you want for them. Just a few things, and I'm not going to keep you. Let me see what time it is. 7:20. I probably won't keep you longer than 7:30 because I know we have school again in the morning. Just want to ask you parents to focus on a few things that we want to, especially we're going to hit hard for next year. We want all of our parents to get our student handbook, parent-student handbook. There will be a few things that we're going to upgrade. Technology is advancing. The AI is now a part of the educational process. Microsoft has a whole AI suite, and our students, some of the students are already aware of it. We want to make sure they're using it the appropriate way. So we want to talk to you a little bit more about that. You'll have some information over the summer, as well as when we have our parent orientation. We want to talk to you about social media and its influence. Pay some attention to that, especially over the summer. Do not let it consume hours and hours of social media time. Time on the devices, reducing screen time, parents, is very important. Lots of studies out there to support that. Even the doctors, American Pediatric Association, coming out with information regarding screen time on your student. More time on task. I like your timer skill there. Yes. Good job, parents. You can do that. Give them time on task. Give them a task around the house. Set a time that they have to do it, because we have to build stamina in our children. As they progress, we want them to be able to handle their online assessments. And we have
timers that I'm going to send to your school.
Okay, wonderful.
So you
Wonderful.
can give them
So
out
I'll
to
give that
parents.
out to the parents. Yes, very good. Very good for that. So look out for that. Also, you should be talking to Mrs. Webster or Mrs. Moulton regarding your scholarship information. If there's anything that you need, make sure you see us before the end of the year. Or re-enrollment packages went out. We need that information as soon as possible so we can have adequate staffing and classroom aggregation for next school year. So please get that information back to us as soon as possible. Your medical records updates, make sure you take a look at those. We'll send you some information home before the summer. We need you to be on target for next school year. The AI opportunities, challenges, and responsibilities, we'll be focusing on that a little bit more. Cell phone. There's a lot of studies and a lot of talk within school systems all over the country. Some school districts are banning cell phones. We want to make sure we limit our cell phone time, especially during instructional time, before or after, but not during instructional time. All right. And we also ask you to take the summertime to make sure you read over the information concerning uniform policy. We'll be hitting that real hard next year as well. So again, thank you for your participation. Somebody's need to mute their mic. Somebody's not muting. Oh, Lord. All right. We want to, good. Mrs. Wilson, Mrs. Moulton, if you're on the line, I'll give you a minute or two if there's any update for our parents. And then I will talk about the graduation and the graduating groups. Mrs. Wilson or Mrs. Moulton?
Dr. Sharp, could you just mention our May 31st event?
Absolutely. Thank you for that. It's on here as well.
Oh, you have it? Okay.
Parents, that's okay. I'll go with that one first, then I go to the graduation. Parents, on May 31st, that's next Saturday, we're having an awesome opportunity. Before Bishop Stewart passed away, he was a part of our planning meeting when we met with the city of Miami Gardens to adopt a street. We wanted to teach boys and girls how to give back to the community. We wanted them to begin to clean up. That's one aspect of giving back, and it's also a pillar of the honor society. So we started with the honor society students having cleanup days, cleanup Saturdays. To qualify for Adopt the Street, we had to do that. We have completed all our requirements, and on Saturday, May 21st, we'll be adopting a portion of 7th Avenue. We will have the unveiling right at the corner where the marquee is for our school and our church property. And it will be in honor of Bishop Stewart. So PenTab Academy and the Honor Society will adopt that street. And once we adopt it, it's our responsibility, parents and students, to come out every now and again and to keep it clean. And if you see any unusual thing along that street, any garbage that should not be there, you call it into the city as well. So on May 31st, we will be inviting all parents, but especially our Honor Society parents and students. Anything else on that, Mrs. Wilson? Did I get that right?
Yes, that's it. Just that it starts at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yes,
we're going to have a cleanup. We're going to actually do a cleanup, and we're also going to have a ceremony, a naming ceremony, and we are going to have not gifts. What is it? Snacks and stuff like that at the refreshments at the end.
Refreshment. We usually serve refreshment afterwards. Yes. So parents, please be there. We also have a very important play that afternoon, May 31st. It's going to be a very long day. We start early in the morning and we hope to finish by, say, 11:30 noon, so we can get back for the afternoon play at the school. We ask you to get your ticket to support that as well. This year we'll have our graduations in 2 parts. On Wednesday, we will have VPK and kindergarten graduation starting at 9 a.m. And on Thursday, we will have grades 5 and grade 8. Grade 5 will be ending elementary years, starting their middle school, and grade 8 will be exiting and going to high school. That information, cap and gown, was sent home. Your graduation pictures were taken. Any additional information you may need, please contact the school's office or your classroom teachers. Some of you, if you don't have the opportunity, just stop in the building. We have all our flyers. All our information is at the desk for you. So graduation for our preschool is on Wednesday, June 5th, and graduation for 5 and 8 is on Thursday, June 6th. Want to thank all of you, parents, all of our teachers for your support, and we look forward to many, many years of working with you for the success and the future of your students.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Just want to let you know we ended off with 92 people. It's a lot of people.
Wow, awesome. We have the best parents in the world.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you.
This is wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, parents. Thank you. Any concerns, any questions, you know where to find us. We love you. Have a great night. Thank you for your time. Good night.